Okay, so here we have a great example of how an idea or a piece of information gets picked up and then develops a life all of its own. It's an idea that is so compelling that we want to believe it, so we go ahead and share it liberally across the internet. In this case, the idea is that Biden's speech from yesterday was pre-recorded, presumably because Biden is unreliable and he could have had one of his special moments. Maybe they wanted to do a couple of takes, splice them together. Now the speech was aired at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, and the claim is that the watch on his wrist actually showed that it was just after 6 o'clock, thereby providing proof that the video was pre-recorded and not live. The post here was shared widely. It's about half a day old, but it has already more than 6 million views. It was reposted over 13,000 times and has over 8,000 bookmarks as well. The poster is Jay Hans. He has a medium-sized account, seems to be doing well for himself. And I don't really want to single him out here, but I do find it interesting that he essentially makes it very easy to be dismissed as a conspiracy theorist. If you look at his bio, it really almost reads like a checklist and you can just tick all the boxes. He also calls himself a truth seeker, which is a little ironic given that the image is completely fake. Now, I don't know if Jay Hans made this himself or if he just picked this up elsewhere and now finds himself to be spreading complete nonsense which has originated somewhere else. But I'm getting ahead of myself, so why and how is this fake? I took a closer look at the video and I went ahead to find the exact frame from which the picture was taken. Not all that easy, if I'm honest, because there are parts in the video where Biden barely moves. And I'm not suggesting that he's in good shape. I think any criticism of his health is absolutely warranted. But I also think it needs to be done based on factual information and not something that is fabricated. So this is the frame right here. When we zoom in on the watch, we can clearly read the time and we can see that it's something like 8 or 9 minutes past 8. Compare that to the screenshot, which shows a different time. So it would appear that the screenshot is completely fake, and it is actually pretty well done too. There are no obvious signs of this image being manipulated. In the comments there was also somebody asking if the time was consistent throughout the video, suggesting that perhaps cuts had been made from several takes. After reviewing the footage, I really cannot see any inconsistencies or cuts. We do have Jay Hans claiming that you can clearly see that it starts off with it showing just after 6 p.m. on his watch. But this is incorrect again, though Jay Hans can perhaps be forgiven for believing this, because we can see a reflection of Biden's cuff in the watch just when the video starts. It gives the appearance of the handle pointing down. But as his hand moves and the reflection disappears, we can clearly see the short handle pointing towards the number 8 instead. So where does that leave us? So the still image is clearly fake and it's been spreading like wildfire. Of course, the image being fake is not proof that it wasn't pre-recorded. They, whoever they are, could have set the watch to 8 o'clock just for the recording. But I would also say that the burden of proof is on those who claim it was recorded ahead of time. All in all, I think this is an excellent example of how fake news, and I'm sorry if I use this loaded term, how those fake news can spread rapidly on a platform like X. And of course, it makes it very easy to lump all of these people together as conspiracy theorists. If you have any legitimate criticism of Biden's health or the way Kamala Harris is suddenly on her way to becoming the Democrats' nominee, you will be lumped in with people who spread bad info without thinking too much about it. Anyway, that's all I have. If you found this useful, please consider subscribing and hit that like button.